Welcome to JKgames, the gaming podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
Some that we don't.
And whether you play on easy mode,
or you like a good challenge,
this is a show where we'll try to level up your gaming knowledge. Boom. We're live.
We back, baby!
We're live and we're ready to go, and we're joined by a special guest here today. His name's Cody Crumley. Hello, Cody.
Woo!
Hey, Jerica. How are you?
Great.
What appearance is this? This is your 5th appearance, I think.
Second appearance, but I'm glad that you think I've been on here 5 times. So.
It feels like at least a few different times, like more than twice.
It's been more
2
than
times.
Just 2? Is this the 3rd time?
It's really only been. No, I think
oh my
this
God.
is the 2nd time. Yeah.
Well,
this is the 2nd time.
Well,
I don't know about that.
I sort of went in a little soon with Cody, like introducing him. I was just so excited to do so, but the thing's coming that I told you about earlier, Cody. So just hang tight. If you didn't know, my name is Jerica, one of your hosts.
And I am Kayla, your other host here at JKgames.
And we tend to talk about video games and stuff here from time to time. And yeah, is that how you would summarize our show, Kayla?
So we talk about video games. You know, sometimes we go on rants about random side things, side quests, if you will. We've been known to talk about the occasional cowboy church, some ticks, I talk about books sometimes, movies. Jerica, you saw the new Spider-Man movie, didn't you?
Of course I did. Of course I did.
Okay, I have not seen it yet, and me and Cody haven't seen it yet.
I'm not even going to react with my face. Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Wow.
Stone cold. Wow. Poker face.
That's it. That's. I have to like hold my face because I smile a lot, even when I'm unhappy. I just still smile. I think it's a coping mechanism or something. But
so yeah, we talk about a little bit of everything.
I have to hold back my face.
Mm-hmm. There you go. You're a very expressive person, I would say.
That's why I have a wrinkly forehead. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. No.
Comes with experience.
Anyways.
Yeah. But I will say this. Cody is one of our guests, and this is now his 2nd time here. It feels like 5 because we're just so close and we talk about games with him all the time. But yeah, Cody, we're glad that you're here because Cody also likes to talk about video games, and he has some really cool things that he's been working on, and I know he shared on socials from time to time. But before we get into that, like, Cody, have you watched Arcane yet on Netflix?
Oh my God, no, I haven't.
Okay, the show's over.
Arcane.
I'm ending the stream right now.
This is it.
Just get up and leave. Just kidding.
So the only thing I know about Arcane is Sting sings a song in it, and then also maybe there's an Imagine Dragon in it.
Yeah, there's a few. Well, is there only one Imagine Dragon? Is there just
I don't
one
know.
Dragon?
I mean, it's like one dragon and then his quartet of band, maybe? I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen them in person before.
Oh, me neither. We should change that.
Anyway.
Anyways, Cody, he's been writing some, would you say, articles, opinion pieces?
Opinion pieces, some reviews, some, thoughts of mine. Yeah, I would say so.
Well,
those are all words to describe what I do.
I'm really glad you started doing it, because just like I like talking to you about these things, just to know I could at any point in time pull up some of your work, and I could start reading and listening in my head with your voice, sharing all of this gaming knowledge. So that's pretty special that you have that out there.
Thanks, Jerica. That means a lot. Yeah. I appreciate that. Anytime you want me to just read it to you, you can call me.
Oh my God!
I'll just read it. I'll read it over the phone. Yeah.
Perfect. That's
free.
Yeah. That's way more than I expected from this conversation. So I'm so ready for this. I will hit you up on that when you least expect it. Cody, if anyone watching or listening wants to find some of your work, where can we go?
Yeah, so you can go to, it's pretty simple, is codycrumley.wixsite.com. We're working on getting a URL kind of made, so we're going to come up with an official name and a professional one. And, now that I've been doing this for a while, and I think it's something I've really liked doing and really want to continue doing into the new year. Let's make it official now. Let's get a logo. Let's get a name for it. And let's kind of get out there and do it. But yeah, right now, Yeah, so just my first and last name, codycrumley.wixsite.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Cody Crumley. And I'll post all my stuff there, and you also see like screenshots of games I'm playing, or I try to take some like cool game photography and things like that.
He's also really good with the picture taken in the games. I like looking at your screen. He just went through Galaxy of the Guardians.
Galaxy of the Guardians.
That's my version. Guardians of the Galaxy, and all the screenshots you took were incredible.
That game is really pretty.
It is.
They made that game look real good. Blown away how good that game. Like there's so much lighting and stuff on it. It's amazing. Yeah.
So what do we do at this part, Kayla? What do we need to any?
Well, let's go ahead and move into our loadout.
Oh yeah, Cody, don't forget to put on your seatbelt. If not, you'll fly
Yeah.
out.
I gotta get jacked in. Hold on a second. There we go.
Gotta be careful in this part, So if you're new here, we would love for you to follow our Instagram and Twitter, which is at jkgames podcast. That's where we announce when we're going live. We'll do Q&As every now and then, and just follow us over there. We'll share some of Cody's screenshots, maybe one day when he gets an Instagram. And then our Twitch, if you're not currently watching us live, we have started doing live episodes on Twitch more often, and that is just going to be at jkgamescast on Twitch. Or if you go over to our Instagram, our link for that will always be in our bio to all of our different socials, including our YouTube, which is where we're going to start uploading our recordings of our live shows if you're able to make it live. And that's just JK Games if you look that up on YouTube. And of course, if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, any of that nature, email us at jkgamespodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to leave us a review on whatever platform you're listening on. That would be great. We would appreciate that. Cody, have you left us a review?
I have left you a review. I gave you 5 stars.
Dang, that's a lot of stars. Wow.
It's a lot of stars. Yeah. I tried to give 6, and they were like, "No, you gotta take 1 star back." And I was like, "Okay."
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so let's move into our easy mode. I want to know a little bit about what all of you guys been playing. Obviously, minus what today's main topic, which I haven't even discussed. Oh my gosh, I forgot that part.
Well, luckily, if anyone's watching, we have it up there, and we have Alex Shin like above my camera next to Cody. She is in frame, saying "Life is Strange" spoilers ahead.
I've always wanted Alex Shin next to me.
Wow,
she's there.
That's a good point. We're not going to dive into, if you want to stay, if you're not interested in hearing spoilers, like if you want to save that, we'll make an announcement like before we dive into the actual spoilers. For now, we're just going to be talking about other stuff for a little bit. But Jerica, thank you for making this. This looks so good. You did a really good job.
Just downloaded it and put it in. That's all I did.
Well, it looks good. So yeah, today we're going to be doing a spoiler cast all about Life is Strange True Colors. We are all going to discuss the choices that we made. If you don't know what this game is, essentially it's kind of like a choose your own adventure sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that you choose in the game affects the outcome. And so we're going to discuss all the different choices that we've made. Cody took a little peek to see, because you can see your friends' choices in the game. And apparently we all chose very differently. So I'm excited to discuss, like, how did that affect our game? What do we think about the game? Cody just got finished. I got finished recently. Jerica finished closer to when it came out, right, Jerica?
Yes. Yeah, I was just waiting for that to drop so I could just play through it.
So yeah, we're going to discuss all of that later. First, we're going to dive into our easy mode, which is what we've been playing, watching, all that sort of fun things. And then we'll do a little bit of news, because we haven't had news in a while. Do you want to touch on some of the articles, Jerica?
I haven't got really to that, but I do have one thing I can add that's not in the notes. We can talk about
some other fun flair as well that has come out. We'll talk about a couple things.
I forgot to check the notes, Kayla. That's all I'll say. I see those updated.
Oh, it's okay.
I was just, trying to make sure our cameras were working for the stream.
Oh, we're good. We'd have a couple things we could talk about that we had from last week that we didn't get to get to.
Yeah.
And then our expert mode is just where we're going to talk about Life is Strange later. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. Let's talk about what we've been playing, folks. Who wants to start? Do we want our guest of honor to start?
I think it's proper, yeah. There you should go.
Is that like good podcast manners?
I have no idea.
There you go, sir. Go ahead and start it.
All right, I will.
No.
It was supposed to come out as British, and then just Southern Belle came out instead.
Alrighty, Cody.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for your game of the week.
I've been playing the gonk. The gonk. I've been playing the gonk.
The gonk?
No, we can't do this.
No,
Did you say the gonk?
Yeah, I can't.
The
gonk? The gonk, yes.
Oh.
I've been playing the gunk. I've been getting gunked on. Yeah.
I want to get gunked on.
If you guys want to, anybody watching live, if you want to drop in the chat, what have you guys been playing? I would love to see what y'all been playing also. So,
yeah.
While Cody's talking.
You should, man, like the gunk is the perfect Game Pass game because I don't think it's worth spending money on, but I think it is a pretty fun time just kind of mess around with. So you play these two kind of scavengers who are kind of poor and like kind of struggling. They get these crazy readings on this planet, and so they drop down. One of them, it's really cool. She has a detachable arm, which she uses to suck the gunk up with. She calls it Pumpkin, but it's like a vacuum cleaner arm. Yeah, it's super adorable. And so they go on it. They read these like energy readings, and they go. And like they see this like breathing and like moving black ooze. They don't call it the gunk to begin with, but this is the gunk. Spoiler: the gunk is in the gunk. And
spoiler.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, it's a gunk in it. But yeah, like so, like I've been playing. It's kind of like it reminded me of. I was playing to you guys earlier. It reminded me of like an early 2000s like puzzle platformer thing. And so like. It doesn't feel super modern. Like the jumping doesn't feel super great in it, and the puzzles aren't super complicated. At least where I'm at, I played it like 3 hours maybe. I'm in chapter 3. I found old alien ruins on this planet, so we'll see what that turns up, I guess. But like it's visually looks really cool. So like it's got like a lot of purple, a lot of blue, like a lot of like sun rays coming down, and like the gunk is actually like the kind of the coolest thing because it just kind of like it's weird to like describe. It almost looks like it's breathing, like it's like a living thing. And then you suck it up in your like Ghostbuster vacuum cleaner arm, and it is, I don't know, it's the most satisfying thing because I wish it was on PS5.
Look at us, Cody. Are we doing it right?
You're doing it like that, yeah. Like that.
Is it almost like it's pulsating?
Pulsating is such a good word, Jerica. Man, it does look like it's pulsating.
It's one of my favorite adjectives.
Pulsating?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it describes a lot of things. It could be both. It's like an adverb. It can be both, I think. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been in school, so.
Wow. Oh yeah, so like I've been playing a lot. It's been a good, just kind of chill, like put on a podcast. Like the story is whatever. Like the characters are they're fine. There's a except there's one robot. His name is Kurt. It's spelled C lowercase u uppercase R and then like a weird squiggly thing that looks like a T, but I don't know. But they call him Kurt.
Okay.
And he only says one thing, and they'll be like, "Hey Kurt, can you help with this thing?" And he'll be like, "You got served," and that's it. That's all he says. And that robot looks so great. I love Kurt to death. I wish the whole game was about Kurt.
Kurt side mission, please.
Kurt side mission. Give me a Kurt side story where I figure out like why can't he say anything but tell me I got served. Like, can he beatbox? Can he actually serve me on the dance floor? I don't know.
I'm sold by this robot character you're describing. I'm sold.
Kurt's great. Yeah, I wish there was more Kurt. I wish Kurt could follow me, but yeah, it's fine. I don't know. It's made by the SteamWorld Dig people. Those were on like 3DS and like Nintendo platforms. I think those games are better and like more creative with puzzles and things. So far, this just seems to be okay.
Okay. Has anything else like been catching your attention? I know you just finished Guardians, right?
Yeah, I just finished Guardians.
You wrote a whole review, didn't you?
I wrote. I'm working on something for it. I kind of wrote. When I was like halfway through, I wrote something about it. It's bed. Yeah, it's. Go ahead. Yeah.
If you're whatever you're writing is as long as the game, it might take you forever.
That. Oh man, I was like to pull back curtain a little bit, me and Jerica would talk, and I'd be like, "Oh, Jerica, I'm at chapter 8." You know, she's like, "Oh yeah, you're getting there," or like, "Oh yeah, it's happening," and then like 10 would happen, and then 11. I'm like, "All right, this game, I feel like we've been ramping up to the end game forever," and it's just like, "All right, chapter 14, finally, okay, we did it. We're finally there. Maybe, I think so." That game is amazing though. Like it really is. Like I'm not a big Guardians person. Like when it comes to like the Marvel movies, like they're fine. Like Chris Pratt he's a Chris and he's fine, I guess. And Gamora just seemed kind of like they made her one note and like just to be a love interest for her. Gamora in this Guardians game is one of the best characters of the year, like full stop. Like she is like her arc of going from like she's the assassin no one's talked to, she's brittle and like you don't want to mess with her, to like going into her backstory about like what Thanos did to her, what Nebula, her sister, did to her, and like what that family dynamic and like family trauma happened to them is insane. And one of it's like a 2-minute scene I think I posted on Twitter if you want to look at it, of her interaction with Star-Lord, and it's just like a tear ran down her eye, and it was just like, yeah, it was super emotional. And like that game shouldn't be that story shouldn't be this good in this game. Like it just shouldn't be. And they went like way above and beyond with it.
It was definitely not expected, for sure. Like I was gonna play this, I was like, oh, this would be a good old time. This game will probably be immediately on sale soon. But no, I like started playing and I was like, whoa, this isn't too bad. This is way better than I expected.
It was immediately just like, this is like funny, and like it's got like all these characters are like fleshed out, and like, oh man, like why didn't they do this with Avengers? Like
what were they? Weird, yeah.
This is the same. This is still Square Enix. They made Avengers. Oh man. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other games you want to talk about, or is that really the main two?
I think I'm still like. I'm still unpacking with unpacking. So I've been playing that a few levels at a time. That game is way more sad than I thought it would be.
Oh, no. I had a feeling.
For just unpacking furniture and this like stuffed animals and clothes and stuff. Like there's some like the story it tells by just like you're moving through different environments and is kind of cool. Like like I'll eventually finish it, and like I'm just kind of playing it in chunks. There's one part where you can tell the person you're playing is a she, and she's moving in with someone who has a lot of black and blue stuff, maybe like a boyfriend, who knows. And he doesn't leave you enough room to put your stuff out, and you've got to move his stuff around a little bit. You got to find spots and got to adjust his, and then like, it's just like it's the most generic looking masculine apartment I've ever seen. and it's like, like I was so mad. And then the next scene is like, she moved back to her childhood home because she's moving back in her childhood bedroom. It's like, well, that didn't end great. I wonder what happened there. So like, it's a very zen game. You just want to like chill, and just kind of.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, Jerica, what are you playing right now? I really want to pick up unpacking after Cody's like review.
I downloaded that and I played the first level, and I was like, I'm gonna put this down because this is really dangerous, because this is really fun. This is really good.
It unlocks a part of your brain that just like, man, I just want to organize my room better now.
I already was like, this is a Jerica game. I could dig this way too hard and probably never go out to work if this game lasted forever. Just putting all the books on the shelf are great. Okay, I'll quit going on about unpacking. I will beat that before I talk about it again. Is it pretty long? Have you? No.
I don't think so. Like
that makes me sad. I wish it was forever. I wish it never ended.
I mean, you can always start in our save file and go through it again. I think there is like an endless mode or something. Like there's like you can go back and like just organize it how you want it.
Okay.
Instead of having to like do exactly what the room wants you to do.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta get to that. That's a good game. Well, other than Destiny, because I could talk about Destiny forever, but Destiny's like keeps like delivering on content. Like I cannot believe like how much new stuff we keep getting from Destiny. Because normally around this time, like October, September, that time you would have a new expansion, but with this next expansion, they decided to like, I wouldn't say delay it, but push it towards the beginning of next year, so February, which was honestly like a good move because they had the 30th anniversary event planned. Bungie's 30th anniversary event is happening. Also, the Dawning is happening, which is like the Christmas holiday event. You have to bake cookies and give them to your favorite guardians and people around the tower and other planets. It's and if you bake all these cookies, you get an emblem and like some flair to put on your guardian. So, and a sparrow, I think. You get stuff, you get swag for making the cookies, and I have fun with that every year. So lots going on. The 30th anniversary stuff going on with Destiny is so cool because if you're a Halo fan, all the weapons are basically like they can't. I'm sure there's like some things in there where they can't completely copy certain things, but they're inspired by Halo weapons. So there's a new sword that you can get from one of the new events, which is also a whole other story. It has a horse in it. That's all I'm gonna say. But this sword like looks like the energy sword, like halfway there. It's like cut in half, but it's the energy sword from Halo. So yeah, if you just want to see what those weapons look like, you can check it out. But yeah, there's a new like I said I wouldn't talk about the horse, but I have to talk about the horse. That's not how he says it. Horse. He says it. Is there
horse?
No, I was trying to say horse like he says horse.
Oh.
I mean, maybe he is saying that. I wouldn't, be surprised. But Zer's like a creepy guy with like tentacles for a face. He's like this. And he comes around only on the weekends, selling exotic weapons and stuff. Yeah, he's only in the tower or another planet. He comes in on the weekends and then he goes away. So you can only like check out his wares on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Anyways, the reason why I'm talking about Zer, I see like I'm probably just making no sense, but Zer has his own event called Dares of Eternity, and it's set up like a 80s, early 90s style like game show, almost like what's some shows like that came on Nickelodeon? I see it in my head, but what is it like? There's
Legends of the Hidden Temple,
something like that, and what's the other one? Where like the
Double Dare.
That's it. Double Dare, and it's like just like how the announcer like talks through those things is what happens with Zer and these like modes, Dares of Eternity, and it's hilarious. There's a magical multi-dimensional horse, and it neighs, and Zer's like, "You got to keep going. The horse demands it," and the horse goes, like it's pretty random.
That's a good horse. Yeah.
I don't know I have no idea what the horse means, but the horse is there. You hear it neighing. It's very demanding. Zer speaks for the horse. And yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna wrap up the Destiny. That's the Destiny 30th anniversary event in a nutshell.
Can I ask you a question about Destiny?
Yes.
Okay, so the last time I played Destiny, Peter Dinklage was still voicing a small robot.
Yeah.
So it's been a really long time. What the hell happened in Destiny? Why is there a horse? And why were they baking cookies? And wasn't there this guy like Cade 6 or Cade 9 or
rest in peace?
Is he dead now or not dead maybe?
Yeah, he's sort of he was a hero.
Was that the one that Nathan Fillion voiced?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I know about Destiny. Awesome. That was 100% of my Destiny knowledge.
That's a good bit of Destiny knowledge, though. As you know, like Destiny didn't start with a really strong. It didn't tell a story very well at the beginning.
What?
Like, it didn't. You had to actually go back and like, if you didn't read these like lore, I forgot what they're called. If you did not read in that game, you didn't get a lot of world building, really, in my opinion. Like, there's so much about each of the races and all of this. Like, we're all like, what happened to the Traveler? Why is the Traveler here? There's so much Destiny. Like, if you read like all the stuff you'll learn so much. I'm sure there's something in here about the horse, but I can't tell you because I have no idea what the horse is about.
Are there Destiny books I can read? Like there's Halo books? Or...
Yes, I believe so. I believe like.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they're like.
There is like lore books.
There's definitely books based on like different things in the world of Destiny that you can read about. But I personally, I should read more, but I forget whose YouTube channel it is, but there's like literally one video that's like an hour and a half, and me and Audrey have watched all of it, like talking about the Taken and like how that started and stuff. So, anywho, it's very lore rich if you like to read. But why I was saying that with Destiny 2 and ultimately like the past 2 years, they've done a really good job of like telling better stories with like the characters in the game versus you having to find and read this information to figure out what happened. So
that's good.
Yeah, Destiny's great. I can't wait for February. Sabathoon and her worm. She's coming. Sabathoon. And I also was gonna mention the next thing I've been playing, just so I will quit rambling. Is I went back to a game because there's some DLC that's out, and I say downloadable content. It came with an update. But I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey and I love Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And my two favorite leading ladies from the game have a crossover. And I was like, what? That's weird. Why? And I sent a funny meme to the group. I was just like, yep. Yeah, you guys saw it probably, but that made me laugh out loud. Two very strong women fighting for Valhalla is something I would pay money for, but luckily it's free. You can play this right now if you have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I think, I didn't look this up, but I think Odyssey is free this past weekend, or it could still be free to download. And then Valhalla's not, but the DLC is just included with the update. But I think both games have a mission to play. And they're... Yeah, I think Odyssey, there's a DLC for both, but I'm just playing whatever got expanded on in Valhalla. So Eivor is investigating this town's having nightmares, and they're freaking out, and they're like, oh, the lady with the eagle, and it's Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Nice. And if you haven't beaten Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which it's okay if you haven't, because both of these games are very long and detailed, and there's DLC. There's a lot. It's a project to take on an Assassin's Creed game lately. But I will say, Cassandra doesn't die. She is sort of immortal. So it does make sense to the story if you've played through Odyssey. I gave one little spoiler, but I promise I'm not spoiling anything how she becomes immortal.
Odyssey's been out a long time. I think you can rip the Band-Aid off.
All right, great. I did it. She basically, do you guys care? Just real quick.
I watched a video before Valhalla. So
okay, great. Do you care, Kayla? You'll never play Odyssey probably or care about. Okay, great. Even if you play it, you might even forget. Well, Cassandra stumbles upon Atlantis, and she gets this. I know, right?
That's right.
And she the what do you call it?
Stumble upon Atlantis.
I sort of forgot how she got there, but she was drawn to it. Let's see
here. There's
so in the world of Assassin's Creed, there's some alien stuff happening. Some Final Fantasy characters show up in Origins. Anything's possible. Not lying about that. It was Final Fantasy characters showed up in Origins. So anything can happen. So Cassandra was drawn to this trident, which I believe was I forget what they call it. It's a special item that basically makes you super powerful. With her, I guess it makes her immortal, and she's tasked to protect all these items scattered across the world that these aliens made. I say aliens. Isu. Thank you, Cody. There we go. And they're not really aliens. They're just who came before us, if I'm not mistaken. I think they even made humans. I can't remember all of it.
Neanderthals.
Anyways.
They did make humans. Yeah.
Yes, they did? Okay, cool. Anyways, Cassandra, I was just why would, the Roman Empire, someone from the Roman Empire, stumble across a Viking in England, right? Why that? Well, it's because Cassandra doesn't get old. So that's why everybody's what? I've seen a few people, that doesn't make sense. I'm well, you didn't finish Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It does make sense.
I was going to say, you have to finish. It's the DLC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
show them the receipt.
And it was sort of sad because when the two characters met, they immediately started fighting though because like Eivor didn't know who she was, so they start fighting, and it was a really long fight scene. I'm just like, I couldn't look away. So they were so beautiful. Fighting each other.
When I first heard about this, the first person I thought was like, "Oh, Jerica's gonna love
this." Is like I'm like right up my alley. If anything's gonna make me,
did she write this?
it just really seems like something I'd be a part of. I'm not gonna lie. So they're fighting, and then Cassandra's like, "I'm here to help. It's not me causing this, but I know what is causing this, and I'm here to stop it." And they're just like on their horseback, like going to find this next like thing that's causing problems, and at one point they start talking about like, you must not be too old, and Cassandra's like, yes, I'm very old actually. And then they talk about their because Eivor has a raven. Like in every game they have a bird. Like your main character has a bird that can see. It's like an assassin's thing, I guess, to have a bird. And Cassandra's like, oh, I like your raven. And she's like, well, I used to have an eagle, but it died, and that made me really sad because her bird died. Because she doesn't die. She doesn't get old. So that's where I'm going to end the story.
Oh, man.
But they have like a lot of great dialogue together so far. It's not bad. Like I thought it'd be a little cheesy, but it's not. I thought it'd be like fan servicey, but no, it's interesting. I plan on playing more of it. So that's all I've been playing.
That's all.
Cool.
Yeah.
My list is very short and sweet compared to you guys. I've been playing more of Psychonauts 2, which is per recommendation of really everyone that knows me in real life, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm not too much further than I was before because the holidays have really hit me like a truck, you know, in a good way and a bad way. I've been really busy. But I have gotten to play a little bit more of that, and so I love it so far. It definitely seems like my type of game. I love the characters. I love the art style. I talked about it last week, I think, but very like Tim Burton-esque. I just love it, and I love the way that they speak about mental health. I love the kind of like cheekiness, but also like serious tones as well. I think it's both. It goes hand in hand, and I really like that. I think Cody, you wrote a whole review on Psychonauts. Right?
Yeah, like like Double Fine is the people who made it, and it felt like oh they've always make like weird like quirky games. Like I think like Tim Burton, if he was like an optimistic person, is like the way I would describe it. And
that's
like
a really good description.
Yeah, like, and they always like, this feels like the perfect game for them. Like they finally were able to put it all together with the budget, what they wanted to do, and like it kind of blew me away because I didn't play the first one, and I was like, the story is great. Yeah,
I didn't play it either, but I'm really enjoying it, and I really like everything about it. I just need to play more to get a better feel for it and kind of get through more of the story. So that's where I'm at with that. What I've really been playing a lot of lately is I've gone like headfirst back into. I played so many hours of Stardew Valley. It's insane.
I love it
so much. It's my perfect like type of game. Cody, have you played Stardew Valley?
I have. I played when it came to Switch is when I finally like got bit by the bug, and I wanted to do my farm and save this town from the bad corporation. Yeah, I was way into it.
So I played on Switch as well because I think that I like playing it like mobily, mobily. I play it a lot like in the car on drives and things like that. Not driving in the passenger seat.
Good, that's not safe.
You do what you gotta do.
I love it. I love all the relationships that you get to make with people. I'm currently just getting to know everybody. I was really like head down, like focused on like getting through like the mines and like opening up all my stuff, but I didn't really have time to like. I was more about like the logistical like processes than like making relationships with people, and you miss like so much if you don't like get to know people and like parts of their stories unveiled. It gives you parts of your story and unlocks other things and secrets. So I just love how much this game has to offer, and like I just feel like I'll never be done ever. Like I think there's just so much to do and to explore. So that's all I've been playing.
I feel like we played that game like so differently because I feel like I did the opposite. I was like, I'm just gonna talk to people and give them gifts.
I did the opposite,
and try to do all that, and like I'll farm some stuff, but like the caves, nah, I don't need no caves. I'm not. My guy was not a fighter. He's a farmer and a lover.
I'm farmer and a lover.
I'm a fighter. I was like, I gotta get to the bottom of the caves. I'm almost there, actually. But yeah, no. So that's kind of been my focus, but that's just the way that my brain works. I'm like, okay, I gotta do X, Y, Z, and then I'll talk to people on the way there if I have to. That's kind of been my thing. But me and my friend Katie play a lot, and so like I've been like, hey, like where are you at? And she's like, oh, I'm talking to Marcy and I'm getting this unlocked and like finding out about this drama on the side. And I'm like, okay, I kind of want to be in on that. So I've been talking to people more. Yeah, I love that game.
Are you excited about the Chocolatier game that guy's making? The Haunted Chocolatier, the follow-up to Stardew Valley?
Yes.
Oh wow, okay.
Yes. I think that's even more of a perfect game for me. We talked about that. I don't remember if it was last week or the week
I can't remember
before.
if they mentioned like any when we expect another update with that, or is it like
that's probably gonna be a while.
No, because it's still just him. Like I think it's still just him.
Why?
It is, yeah.
I wish he would get some help.
He wants to do it himself, Jarek, it seems like. I don't know. I don't know if there's been an update. Nope, not since he announced it on October 30th. There hasn't been an update. Just says more information to come, basically. So, yeah, that's basically all I've been playing. So, do we want to move on to a little bit of news?
Yeah, let's do it.
Some things. I think the biggest thing that okay, Cody, introduce it.
Oh no! Oh god! Oh no! Okay, fine. We're gonna talk about the news. The news.
Ooh!
Wow,
that was really good. Maybe I need to record that and play that every time we do this now. That's gonna be our news introduction, our news soundbite.
I love it. We've been talking a lot about the Game Awards recently, so we have kind of skipped over a lot of our news bits. So there's a couple of older things that we could touch on if we would like. But one thing that's pretty new in the space, and me and Jerica and Cody were talking about this right before we started, was we finally got some like flair for our PS5s.
Yeah.
We got new wireless controller, DualSense controller colors. Wow, I just butchered that.
It's hard to say. It's a lot.
And then we also have PS5 console covers as well, and the colors correlate. It's really, really nice. For those on the stream, hold on, I'm gonna show you.
Otto's crying, so if you hear like whimpering, it's because the dog is crying.
Oh,
he's so excited about the new colors that
he's like,
crying tears of joy.
But they're really pretty. I really want the teal one. I think that's the one I want.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Jerica has what colors did you pick again?
I had to get two, and I'm really like, I sort of want all the colors, Kayla, just to be honest. We'll see.
I understand.
Maybe, a couple paychecks from now I'll feel better, and, I'll be like, okay, well, I'll just get one more color. But I love all of them, but I did order, because, like, me and Audrey both have PlayStations, so I figured I'd get two controllers, because regardless, one of us is going to want to use a new controller. It's just the downside of having the same hobby as your lover.
Yeah.
So, we got purple and pink. I really like the pink color this time. It's nice.
Pink is really good. Yeah, pink is good. That blue looks really good too. That blue and purple are probably my two. Just like something about like a dark purple mixed with like a black that just looks.
It does look
sexy.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Sexy.
I like the purple a lot, but I really do like the teal. I don't know if the red, but red's also not like one of my favorite colors. The red feels a little tense.
Yeah. I like the red controller. I don't know if I like the red console covers.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Jerica, did you want to take any of these pieces of news we have from beforehand? Like anything from there?
No, I think we could talk about like I know you have this under expert mode, but like the Game Awards happened. I know.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's dive in. Cody did a whole prediction versus his own thoughts article, which I thought was really cool.
And yeah, it's why I don't make predictions or bet, because I was bad at it. It turns out. So don't look at my stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to know y'all's thoughts on everything for sure. Jericho.
So, obviously, I had a few beverages when we watched the Game Awards. So at one point, I'm like, maybe, yeah, like I don't have to explain, but I had an extra beverage that no one apparently knew I had, and I got a little buzzed watching the Game Awards. So some of it might be just my horrible memory. But I could definitely tell you, and maybe it takes 3 hours every year. Is it this long every year, Cody?
This year felt longer.
It felt longer.
Man, it drug on.
And I understand. I mean, if you didn't have all there's a lot of advertisements in there, and I'm sure some of those advertisements I did pick up on weren't horrible advertisements. They were I'm glad that's getting advertised here. But I do feel like there was a lot of extra things that were showed, or this year maybe my expectations could have been lowered a little bit, because I really did expect some big heavy announcements. How do you go from one Game Awards ending with the next Mass Effect trailer, and then coming to this and ending with this weird Matrix thing?
I was gonna say, yeah, nothing. It ended kind of with nothing.
But I think the Game Awards before 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Am I going 2019, 2020? Yeah. 2019.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have to count just to make sure. They ended with the Fast and the Furious stuff? Did they end with that?
The weird Vin Diesel.
Okay, Diesel. They ended with what's her face and him coming out, and she's like Tekken, right? Is that when they were talking about Tekken?
They sure did. Yeah.
So they did that before, so I don't know why I expected one more thing. But throughout the event, I never had. I feel like it was a strong start, and then it just teetered off, and nothing happened after. I don't know.
I think that's my main issue with it. Is it was front loaded. There's some bangers in that first hour. Just oh yeah, here's the Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade 2. Here's that again. We're showing that, and that's gameplay. There is Alan Wake 2. Here's Star Wars game from Quantic Dream, depending on how you feel about that. Here's all that stuff, and it's boom, 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 and then the second hour and into the third hour is all right, here's all the advertisements that paid for all this stuff now that you can, so we can have this thing.
Sort of okay, it makes sense now.
Fine.
You just explained it perfectly. The real game, the Game Awards, the good stuff is always going to be at the front end, because people are going to taper off, quit watching.
That's a good point.
And that's when most of the ads that paid for it happen. So I wish we could be okay, this is the point where we don't have to keep watching, or do we? I don't know.
Yeah, usually you end on a banger though. I don't know.
But the year before last, it wasn't in a theater though, right?
No, it was virtual.
Yeah, it was virtual, so maybe that's changed up some of the organization. I don't know.
I don't know. I've got a couple bones to pick with the Game Awards.
Let's talk through really quick.
Okay.
The big category winners, and I just want to know what you guys think. Let's start with the biggest. Okay. Yeah. So, Game of the Year went to It Takes Two. Our thoughts?
I'm happy for Joseph Ferris.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, I don't like him as much as most people, but I'm glad he got. It seems like a good game. I have not played it, but it seems people like it a lot. I wouldn't have picked it, but that's just me.
I definitely think it was a really hard pick, because what were the choices again? It was that Metroid, Deathloop. What else?
Psychonauts.
Okay,
Ratchet & Clank, and then Resident Evil Village.
It's really
My
tough.
pick was Resident Evil Village.
Technically, based on how much I played it and how much I loved playing it, it should have been Resident Evil Village from Jericho's perspective. But I think I really can't say. I can tell you, It Takes Two does a lot of really cool stuff that I haven't seen implemented perfect. They did it perfectly. What they executed, what the game is, it executes, and it plays very well. There's no bugs. It doesn't run weird. The story's good. What they do with the mechanics is very unique. And with all those different things that are going on in that game, they make it work really well. So maybe it did deserve it. Now that I'm thinking about it like that, because like it. If you've never played it, you should definitely give it a try, because like it is. I like to hear your opinions if you would think it was Game of the Year if you played it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is maybe if I played it, maybe I feel differently. But like from afar, it's like it looked good, it looked fine. Like to me, I'm like Psychonauts 2 really should have won. Like out of those games, Psychonauts 2, I would also have taken a Metroid Dread, because that is a game I also haven't played, but Oliver really loves that game a lot, and I've watched him play it, and it looks great. So
Oliver is also a friend of the show who has been on before. Okay. Sounds like you have lots of opinions. Okay. So let's move to Best Game Direction. Deathloop won. Best Game Direction.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
It's
I can't believe you didn't like. It's not like the best. Like, I didn't like how the story ended, but the execution of that game and how they organized everything. There's like, if I have one of those boards, like that guy, was it from Always Sunny, like that meme?
Yes.
It was them working on Deathloop, because like there's so many different connections, different time of the day influence this thing, and you have to do it this time of the day. You have to do this first and this second. If you don't do this second, then when you do this tonight, it's not going to work out for you. I thought that was really awesome. Like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm defining game direction incorrectly, but I feel like they were able
category to figure out.
I feel like for them, they had to go in a lot of different directions at the same time.
So the description, the description is awarded for for outstanding creative vision and innovation.
And they executed, definitely executed, definitely. I can't wait to see what they do next. Deathloop 2.
What were the other nominees on that?
It was
Kayla?
It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank.
Man, see, yeah,
Also, It
Psychonauts
Takes
2. Psychonauts 2, like that game to me, like I look at Psychonauts 2, I'm like, that is Double Fine. I know that's what they do. Like, it's got their DNA all in it.
I need to finish this game so I can be more of a participant.
You should. You really.
You also need to play It Takes Two, because I think it might also make you change your mind. Because they both.
Wow.
I know. I don't know. Like, I can't say no, because I started playing Psychonauts, and yes, it's really good. But I still haven't got to a point where I'm just like, they do this really well. Haven't got to that yet. So I don't know.
Okay, then we have Best Narrative. This one went to Guardians of the Galaxy. Life is Strange was in there.
Life is Strange should have won.
Life is Strange should have won. Yeah, Guardians is good. Guardians is great.
Yeah, the ending.
Life is Strange should have won.
The ending didn't land on Guardians. I think Life is Strange deserves it.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have Best Art Direction, which went to Deathloop.
That makes sense. Deathloop, this is the one they should have won. That game does have like a style to it, you know, like that 60s, 70s kind of weird modernism.
And Psychonauts 2, was it nominated for this? And it doesn't? Does it not have, I would lean almost towards Psychonauts. That'd be between those two.
Yeah.
So I think Psychonauts does have like a, unless they think about like, oh, it's had previous games, so it sort of takes the style from the other games. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's why I didn't win, because I always thought like that was the one thing that caught my eye with Psychonauts, is it's like
totally
I don't know. Who am I to judge? I'm not even a judge. They didn't ask us. They should.
We're all judges. They did ask us. They did.
Hey Jeff.
I want a larger percentage. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Next year.
Next year.
Best score in music went to Nier Replicant. I haven't played that.
Never played it. Audrey started it.
I've literally only listened to the soundtrack, so it is actually really good. Yeah.
Then Best Audio Design specifically went to Forza Horizon 5.
The cars sound real good in that one.
The cars sound so good.
They
hey
sound
girl,
like
get in my car bed. Sounds good. Listen to my horn.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Listen to my horn. It go beep beep.
Best performance went to Maggie Robertson for Resident Evil Village, Lady Dimitrescu.
I know. She only won because people want the tall lady to step on them.
That's it. That's it.
And that's fine.
That's enough for me to.
Totally fine.
I say that wins.
No, Erica Mori as Alex Chen should have won.
I do. I honestly, I do agree as well.
If anything, just for the fact that like Lady Dimitrescu was only in it for like 10 minutes. Like it wasn't even that big of a part.
Oh wait, is she not in it that long?
Have you not played it?
It's a nice surprise, Cody. That was my game of the year. Like my personal, probably like the one I had the most fun with was Resident Evil Village. It's good.
Mm-hmm. She's a boss that you face, but she's only one of them.
The scene that introduces you to all the bosses at once is one of my favorite scenes in a video game. Because it's so surprising. You're just like, I didn't see that coming. That's cool. Because you think it's just Vampire Lady.
Yeah. I think people voted with, they were a little too horny on this one.
Yeah. Beep beeps and their horns.
I was gonna say the wrong head, but sure, that's fine. Yeah, that works too.
Oh god. Moving on to Games for Impact. Thankfully, Life is Strange won for Games for Impact, which is awesome. I know you wanted Chicory to win.
I would say this is probably the one category I wouldn't have picked Life is Strange in. If you haven't played Chicory is on the Nintendo Switch now. It shadow dropped the other day. Play that game. That game is it does so many good things about like mental health and like imposter syndrome. Like it really tackles that stuff. It's amazing.
Wait, it's on Switch now?
It just came out on Switch. Switch. It's got touch controls too. You can paint. Paint with the touch screen.
That'd be nice.
Ooh, okay. So that's really all of the ones I kind of. Well, let's see. So innovation for accessibility, Forza Horizon 5 one, which I was interested in. I didn't know it had that many accessibility features, which is cool.
So do you know why? So it was actually
no, tell us.
They have sign language, so you can actually get like someone will pop up on the screen and sign.
That
I think they're
so
about
cool.
to put it in. Yeah, they're about to put it in, or it's just coming, or something. But yeah,
I've never seen that before.
It's crazy. Yeah, I've never seen that either. It's kind of insane.
That's awesome. All right. Well, there was a lot of other categories, but that's kind of like the bigger ones that I wanted to touch on and just hear you guys' thoughts. Overall, the show was meh, like mediocre.
Yeah.
Is that your thoughts?
Hellblade 2 gameplay was really, really good, though. It was almost too good.
That the highlight?
There's a big baby in it.
Yeah, that big baby coming out of the ocean. I was like, is this Death Stranding 2?
Oh, God.
Is Senua in the same universe as Norman Reedus? Sam Porter Bridges? I want to see it.
Yeah, like I think Game Awards, they were fine. I think
it was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it bummed me out, and I wrote something about this, like with like Jeff Keighley's like response to like the like Activision Blizzard stuff, like all that stuff's bad, and then coming out and like giving his like a generic 2-minute speech, and then also here's a Ubisoft game and here's a Quantic Dream game. And it's like like okay, like you didn't even name them by name, like I feel like the Game Awards should be a celebration. And the two things I feel like you could use to celebrate, like promoting like workers' rights and like actually showing the awards, because I feel like you didn't really see the awards. I don't think it did a good job of either of those.
That's sad. Hopefully, maybe they can do better next year.
Work on it, Jeff. Come on.
All right. Well, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get in. Let's dive in. Let's I'm trying to think of another synonym.
I cannot wait to play some of these B-rolls to make sure they work.
Yeah.
We're just getting to the spoiler part now.
Yeah, okay. So, we are now in spoiler territory. If you have not played Life is Strange True Colors and you want to, I would suggest not listening forward. Thank you for joining us. If you don't plan on playing, or you don't mind being spoiled, or you've already played it, stick around. We're going to talk through our choices that we made, so it's going to be very spoilery because you're going to hear the outcomes of said decisions. So, all right, let's get in. Let's get in. We want to start with
what? Let's talk about.
Start with just overall.
Yeah, let's start with this. Like, for anyone that hasn't played and maybe they're cool with like spoiling themselves, or they don't think they'll play this one, like what makes Life is Strange games special? And Kayla, this was your first Life is Strange game, right? So
yes.
What made this game special? What stood out to you that made it different from any other game that you've played?
So for me, I haven't played many games where they give you multiple different outcomes, and you can tell that those outcomes make a difference in your environment. There's been very few games I've played like that, and I thought that was really unique. I think the dialogue in this game was some of the best dialogue I've ever had in a game. Oh, you're rolling your B-roll.
Yeah, I am. Look at that.
Cool.
I did
Good
that today.
job.
I'm really proud of it.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, I think the dialogue in this game is some of the best dialogue I've ever experienced in a game. And it all is very like meaningful, but it's fun and it's sad and it's heartbreaking, and it made me feel all of the emotions I was supposed to feel. It took me through all of that, and I think that that's very unique to like have that really intense impact. And it's stunning. But I think what makes it different for me is like, honestly, the mechanisms of like, you can tell that like this choice that you make is going to make an impact in your environment, like is going to make a difference by the way that like, even subtle things, the way that like certain sound effects will go off. You'll see the little bubble in the corner. You'll hear the little sound that you can tell that like that changed directions for you.
Yeah.
Like the little like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I just loved it. I loved how like impactful the when I think of this game, the words that come to mind are impactful. That's like the main word that I think of when I think of it. I just love the dive into empathy and like what that means, and like her story, and about her like finding herself and learning to love herself for those things that like she was ashamed of for a long time and like didn't want to share. So yeah, it's kind of like my little personal mini review.
Yeah, like Life is Strange for me. This is my second one, so I played the first one when it first came out, like episodically. Yeah, like that was the thing with these originally. It was like you had to wait between episodes for these to come out, like for the story to finish. Um, these stories like touched me in a way that not a lot of video game stories do. Like it is like emotional. Like the writing has always been like really top notch. Like it touches you in a way like you feel like you're part of that world, like that friend group or that like town with like this with like Haven Springs, or in the original one it was Arcadia Bay. Like I yeah it, and when they're over, like it feels like I've lost a group of friends, and like this True Colors I think does a great job of like taking things that the original Life is Strange did and like improving upon them, and like learning from them, and like really does like a good job of just making that town that you play 5 chapters in just feel lived in and alive. And yeah, it blew me away. Like I thought it was gonna be good going into it, but like playing it, like I broke it up into like one chapter at a time. Like it was just, man, like it was just a roller coaster of emotions, and like happy and sad, and yeah, the way it handles grief is so amazing and important and like true to like how that actually like happens. Like I've had to deal with grief like this year more than like I ever have before, and like it like I saw things I've fought through and gone through like in this game, and it definitely touched me like in a very special way.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. I think that like there was some points that felt almost like meditative in a way. Like a lot of the times where like I've never experienced a game where you can just like sit and like look and just like be, and like that's the point of that moment, is to just like sit and be in the environment and like look around and like just take it all in. And I just wanted to sit there for a long time, and I was like, wow, this feels like and it felt like like I would get to playing it after it got to the point where I wanted to play it after having like a stressful day, even though it touches on these heavy topics. Like it made me feel like relaxed, and like at some points it felt like a breath of fresh air almost. It's very interesting how that works. Yeah. What about you, Jerica?
I've played every Life is Strange game. And usually when I play them, I always think that, like, well, I'll tell you this. When I first started playing Life is Strange 2, I was like, it's not going to live up to what I experienced playing Max and learning about Chloe and their dynamic and all of that. And, like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to play another Life is Strange game. It just will never be the same. Well, play Life is Strange 2, and I love those characters just as much as I love Chloe and Max. Like, their story was really interesting. The two brothers, what happens to them, also very tragic and almost just, like, unreal. And they handle a lot of topics in that game that's really, like, man, I've never seen this talked about in a video game before. Didn't want to spoil that one. We did say we're going to spoil True Colors, but not the other ones.
Yeah, I haven't played them.
But they're all so good. And back to what Cody was saying, like, the first Life is Strange, I remember playing through it and just feeling like I was, like, back in high school and, like, having that dynamic of, like, teen angst and finding your place in the world and trying to, and on top of that, these games add the layer of decisions, and, like, every decision you make impacts something else, and you know when you've made one of those decisions because you have an icon come up to the top left saying it's saving your progress. You're like, well, hope that doesn't make somebody mad, or I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. So but there's a lot of those choices in these games, and that's one of the things that draws me to them, because not only is it like a cinematic experience, like, you control this character and you move around, and with True Colors, like, they bring this little town in Colorado somewhere. I guess it's maybe based off of, like, Telluride, maybe, I don't know, like, some little town in Colorado is definitely based off of, and it's so cozy, it's so cute, you just want to walk around and explore. Like, I wish they actually went a little further and deeper and had, like, every building you could enter and interact would be so cool, like a bakery or, like, a video game store. Like, I wish they would have had more shops open in the town.
That's my only critique. I wish that I could have done more.
Yeah, like,
there's if it was more open.
Yeah.
Like a more open world.
And you can tell they're taking baby steps to get there. That was, like, the first time they ever had, like, a big area like this that was open in Life is Strange game. So I was like, ooh, this is so cool. And they're gonna eventually get it to that point. Because like to what you guys are saying, each game gets so much better. They get better at what they're trying to accomplish and write and choice and, like, pace. Like, it's all so good. But no, this game is so pretty. I was a little mad that I couldn't run it at 60 FPS, because they put out a statement. They're like, yeah, you can't run this in performance mode. We wanted it to be, like, the best quality ever, and it's not really an action-packed game, so I get why they want to keep the fidelity, like, the quality the quality of the game. The LARPing did have some action, but ultimately, like, the game's gorgeous. And like that, and every single game has always had, like, a little segment that usually surprises me, and that was the biggest surprise of the game. Was you both mentioned the LARPing, which I think is in episode 3, 2 or 3.
That was their way. Yeah,
yes,
that was their way of helping him, Ethan. Ethan. That was their way of helping him with his grief, and I thought that was really cool, because they weren't really, like, I like that they weren't really trying to, like, shield the child from the grief. Like, they were allowing him to, like, feel his feelings, but also trying to be, like, there for him and not just trying to, like, hide it from him.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. Also, the soundtrack in this game.
Soundtrack is so good. Every game. Life is Strange has been known to have the best soundtracks that just puts you in the Life is Strange mood.
Like, that's all I've been listening to lately. Like, it's been cloudy and kind of cold and, like, foggy where we're at, and, like, it is, man, I've just been listening to MX Tune, she is the singing voice for Alex in the game. She is incredible. That cover of Creep, at first when it came on, I was like, I knew this game was going to do something like this. Of course it's doing something like this. And I've listened to that thing like 60 times since then. It's so good. That and Blister in the Sun, also very good. Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
I'll tell you, we forgot to mention this, like, every Life is Strange game, the main protagonist has a superpower. And I think that's what obviously makes these games intriguing, is that you are playing and making decisions on this person that has, and it's not like any other, well, there's probably other things that have been done similarly, but these powers, usually the character has just discovered them. They didn't know they could do it, and it just happens, or it ends up being a sibling, like in Life is Strange 2, or in Alex's case, though, she's been living with it for a long time, and her superpower is that she can feel other people's emotions to certain extents. So like, I thought it was interesting. They started out this game basically stating that like she's dealt with this, she's known about this power for a long time.
It was cool. Yeah.
One of my favorite things, and this is like a little bit of foreshadowing, and we'll get into more later, but like one of my favorite things about this game is how like when you start, she is only really feeling the bad emotions, and when you end, she's able to feel the joy of other people and like experience the positive effects of her gift, and not have to like only feel the anger and the jealousy and the sadness, because in the beginning you're really like just overwhelmed with the negative feelings. And like I feel like I relate to that really like was special to me, like see that, because I feel that. Obviously not to the extent of like the way that she does, of course, but I thought that was really cool, and it really like felt very personal to me. So, but I like the little like the way that it kind of flips, and like the scene with the lantern when they like we'll get to it. But
it like when she saw like so that first moment she sees Joy when like Ryan they're talking about the clouds. And like in the story, and it's like she gets so like overwhelmed. She's like, "Wait, what is yellow? Like, what is that?" And then she starts laughing. It was such a cute, like, just like a good moment where like, yeah, Alex deserves to feel joy. Like she shouldn't feel like garbage all the time. Like, she deserves
to feel the good ones. Oh shoot, my Mac's about to die. I just realized I don't have it plugged in. Hold on, y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, Kayla, can you hear us? Okay,
she
good.
Can't,
okay,
she can't hear
so
us.
it's good. So yeah, I was thinking about the like original Life is Strange, because that's what I was comparing this to the whole time.
Yeah.
And I think I like Alex more as a main character.
Oh yeah.
Than Max and Chloe, which I never thought I would say, because the ending of the original Life is Strange just rips your freaking heart out.
It does.
And like.
It does. It does not hold back. And I was really nervous that I was gonna have that kind of like decision at some point.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
Oh. This game is way more optimistic than
yes, it is.
the first Life is Strange.
This is the best game to play if you've never played one, and you don't want like to cry yourself to sleep.
Uh-oh.
Canito is following us. Thanks for the follow. Is that Canito? Hi. Canito.
Okay. Okay, we're good. I don't know. I totally forgot when I was setting everything up to actually plug my computer in. I was like, oh shoot. Yeah, I just love that she gets to feel the joy part, and it's like, okay, you see that like she's learning to like live with the good things too, and like you said it right the first time.
Yeah. Do you guys want to start at like chapter 1?
Yes.
Let's go through our choices, y'all, and like compare. This is where we get into highly spoiler territory. So if you want to come back and compare your results, you should definitely do that. But yeah, we're about to get into the choices we made in Life is Strange. Let's see.
Yeah. So if you're new to the Life is Strange games, I think all of them do this where they're episodic, and usually they actually release episodically, right? This one just released all at once.
Thank God.
Yeah, this is the first one.
Out of it.
Oh
man. So the first episode is episode 1. It's called, I don't think I have the name of the chapter.
That's an A-side? A-side?
Yes, A-side, yes. Lots of music references in this game, which I really like.
Oh, good.
So your first choice that is really impactful, and do we want to go through all the choices or just the ones that like are important?
I'm okay with going through all of them if you want to go through all of them. We can skip through them maybe. Yeah.
because I think the article I have is only the ones that are important. I'm not sure. But
yeah,
the first
one.
What do you have? Because you have your list actually.
Yeah, I've got every choice.
And I bet
that you can look.
Okay,
at
if we go through this list like together, I bet if you don't have the list, Kayla, or have every one of them, I bet you'll remember what you did.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. Okay, so Cody, lead us.
Yeah, sure. So the first major choice is when you first get into the town. You've just met your brother you haven't seen forever. Like, you find out, oh, he's kind of being like a stepdad to this kid, is Ethan. And you meet Ethan, he's pretty cool. And you can decide like, oh, you're gonna tell Gabe about Ethan's plans to go to the mine or not, because he likes to go to the mine and sell his comic book. What did you guys do?
I definitely told the dad or the father. The father. Yeah, I told him. I was like, your kid is gonna go do this stuff in the woods, and it's not safe.
Did you tell him? Yeah, that's right. Me
and
Kayla
aren't narcs. I didn't want anything bad to happen. He still went. Spoiler alert.
Well, spoiler alert. It didn't matter.
I wanted Ethan to know he could trust me. I'm just a good parent.
If I had children, I would be, I wouldn't. Kayla, if we have kids and my kid says, I'm going to go hide up in the woods and then blah, blah, blah and do this, you better tell me.
But here's the thing, though, is you just met Ethan. You know Ethan all of 15 minutes, maybe. Like, I'm not going to narc on him.
I will.
Knock.
Nah. I don't trust children.
But it turns out that the only thing that would have been different is if you tell your brother where Ethan's going, you go straight to look for him, I think, after you finish working at the bar. Okay, so the result's the same, it seems.
Yeah, you end up going to the same place. I think it's more like you get, like, Ethan doesn't trust you as much, but, like, Gabe and Charlotte, who is Ethan's mom, like, they trust you a little bit more. So, just kind of picks and chooses there. The next choice was, which I think is a no-brainer, but so there's Riley and Mack. Mack is this kind of like, he works for the mine. He's kind of this like hothead, like temper, like jealous type boyfriend to Riley, who works at the flower shop with her. Like, I think is Eleanor like her grandmother, some kind of parental figure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, some kind of yeah. She's an old lady that helps her at the flower shop. But so you can tell there's a story moment where Mack thinks Gabe is cheating on with Riley, and he beats down the apartment, just like punches the crap out of him. And and then Alex, that's one of the first moments you see like Alex like take that anger, and she just starts just like UFC fighting Mack down on the ground.
It was awesome.
And
like, hell yeah.
So you can I felt so cool. Oh man. And then so you can go down and tell Riley the truth about the fight, or you can say Alex can stay out of it with Mack and Riley's fight, and just like kind of stay out of it. What'd you guys choose?
It's weird. I thought I took a picture like of these choices, but chapter 1 is not chapter 1 based on what I see on my screenshot. So I don't see this one, but I'm pretty sure I told the truth. Or I made sure the truth was out there.
I definitely told the truth. Yeah, I told Riley that he was a scumbag. Yeah. Max.
I can't remember what I did. I think I might have not said anything.
Oh, really?
So here's the thing. Disclaimer. Here's the thing, guys. And you're going to learn this. Sometimes I choose the unpopular choice on purpose to see what happens. What I feel like is going to be the unpopular opinion. Sometimes I choose it just to see if it's different. I don't know. So there are some things here you might see that like might be obviously you would tell them, and like I won't do that. No, I don't remember exactly for this one.
Oh yeah, I definitely like Mack sucks. Like Mack is the worst character in this game, and like I understand he's like jealous and like I want him. We'll talk about it later in a little bit when we get to further choices. But like I don't want bad things to happen to him. But like he's like the one character in this whole town. I'm like, yeah, he could just go away, and I'm okay with that.
I think I did tell her. I don't remember exactly though. Unfortunately, with this one, I should have taken a picture of it.
Speaking of like telling things, so the third like major choice according to like what the game thinks. Did you tell Gabe about your powers, or did you tell him
No.
Did you tell him the Foster story instead?
Didn't tell him.
I didn't tell him about him. I didn't tell him.
Y'all didn't tell? Oh, I told him about my powers.
What'd he say?
I told him.
Oh.
I told him about. He was super cool with it. He was like he kind of like struggled to like understand like what he meant. I don't think like Alex at this point knew what her powers could really do, and she was explaining to it. So like when we were going to look for Ethan in the mine, he was like, "Can you like sense him because he's like scared or like angry?" She's like, "Well, no, it doesn't really work that way, But like, yeah, he was super chill and understanding. We were on the rooftop, and he kind of went with it. Yeah, he was totally awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I thought he was gonna freak out, so I didn't do it.
No, he actually like was like really cool. I was like, once I was like, oh man, yeah, Gabe would be a really cool guy. I hope we get to see more of him in the episode.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. Can we talk about the utter shock?
Oh man.
What if I told you I paused it right when he was about to get hit? Like the rock was in middle of the screen, like about to run in. Like he was here, the rock was here, and I paused it because I needed to show I was like gonna get up to do something, and I paused it right there. And I was like, well, I guess that rock's about to hit him.
Incredible.
When I tell you, I was shook. I was shook.
It just happened so fast.
Like immediately, just rock, boom, falls into the ravine cliff thing, and then we're cutting bait and leaving. Oh man.
It was that stupid kid's fault. Had to get stuck and get scared across a river.
My thing is, you weren't even gonna try to pull him up?
Yeah, like Ryan immediately was just like, no.
Like you were not even gonna try? Like
he's gone.
Yeah.
He's dead. They're like, no point even looking at it.
Man, I'm telling you, like canyons, like that kind of stuff. Like in Lion King, it was bad. In Life is Strange, it's bad. Like just giant canyons are just not a place you need to go for parental figures. Like, this is bad.
Nope.
Okay, let's move on to chapter 2. That's where we end off. Cody, what's the next choice in chapter 2?
So the first like major choice, so we're coming back to Mack. So kind of like set the scene. Chapter 2 opens up at Gabe's wake at the Black Lantern, which fell apart like a lot of like funerals and stuff. I feel like happen a lot. There's kind of people arguing and blaming Typhon, who is the name of the mining company, for his death. Mack, who works for Typhon, like you have to go find and like get information from him about like a phone call that may or may not have happened with Gabe. It turned out it did happen. And you can either calm him down from his panic attack or let Mack deal with his panic attack on his own.
I helped him out. I helped him out.
Yeah. Yeah, did you help him out?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I helped him out too. Yeah, I feel like I don't think Alex would ever do that to somebody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She would be way too empathetic.
I think that we skipped some. I think I don't know.
I skipped some. Yeah, I skipped like the smaller ones. We can skip.
Yeah.
We can go back.
This might take us a whole other 2 hours if we go through all of them.
Yeah, that's a good point. I just feel bad for the mom with Alzheimer's.
I know, that made me so. I don't know what's up with like
next.
older women like.
Oh, I guess
like moms, grandmas like losing their memories, like a trigger. Like it makes me so sad. I don't know why. I just start crying.
So did you tell Eleanor that Gabe had died, or did you let her forget?
No.
I told her.
No.
Told her the truth.
I told her.
And she was. I think she was appreciative.
Oh, yeah.
Like she's like, thank you for telling me.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Because she's like,
unaware.
No, I would no. I don't.
Because she's gonna find out. I was afraid she's gonna find out from in a worse way. So I was like, I'm just gonna tell her in a
like let me be the one to rip the Band-Aid off.
This says okay. This says consequence. If you hide the truth, Eleanor will stay calm. Revealing the truth will cause her to run away and lock herself in the office, making Alex feel awful.
Man.
Okay, it does. But but Eleanor later in the game, she like because between that and then there's a choice with her kind of like her Alzheimer's that she doesn't tell Riley about it, and you can decide whether you want to do that or not. But it impacts the later game where Eleanor thinks you're trustworthy because you told her the truth and then hid her secret. So
I didn't tell her.
I would once.
Okay. I think my order, the article I found is different than yours, Cody. I don't know why.
I'm just going based off the screenshots I took off of the game.
Okay.
So the next major one is the Typhon agreement that Charlotte had to sign. So
the hush money.
So you can either get her to sign it. She either signs it, doesn't take it, or she signs the agreement because you didn't even decide to go visit her. So, what'd you guys choose?
I definitely visited her. Did everybody go to her?
I definitely went to her. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did everything.
Yeah.
I tried to do everything.
I think I missed a couple things, but I tried to also do everything. I told her not to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I told her to sign it.
I think I told her. Let me go back to my picture, see if it saves.
Justice deserves to be served.
Yeah, but the thing is, here's my thought process behind it. I was like,
I told her to sign it too.
I'm gonna get justice. Yeah, I'm gonna get justice, and then but you get Typhon's money, so you don't worry about it. Make sure Ethan's taken care of.
That's right. Yeah, I'm like, get your money.
Yeah, get that check.
Yeah, that's admitting to them like that they think. I don't know, that to me it seemed like you were saying like, okay, this is how much his life is worth. There you go.
I mean, you are saying that. They are definitely saying that.
His life is worth more than that,
I wanted to, I want to make sure Ethan could go on all the LARPs he wanted to and go to college. Let's see. Let's see if there's like a small. Oh, okay. Here's actually a good one. So in chapter 2, you get to choose your name for your LARP character.
Oh yeah.
What was the name of y'all's LARP character?
Alwyn.
You can do. Yeah, it was Alexandra, Alto, and Alwyn.
Alwyn.
Oh, I chose Alto.
I chose Alto too.
Like a little play on music.
It was a music pun. I thought it was perfect. Alto the Bard, I think, was awesome.
I didn't get it, but now I do, I guess.
Like an alto sax. I was in marching band for like a year. Yeah.
Oh, I remember. That's why you walk around so marchy.
Yeah, that's right. I march. Yeah, that's. If you ever wondered why I always bring my knees up to my chest when I walk, that's why.
That boy knows how to band.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So now, how did chapter 2 end? I can't remember.
Chapter
Either way.
2. Yeah, I'm thinking.
I think chapter 2 was more just like, it ended with a LARP, I guess. Then.
Did it?
No, the LARP was in chapter because the LARP is mostly all chapter 3.
Okay. But you chose your name in chapter 2.
Chapter 2 is you meet Ryan at the where it happened, like where Gabe's death happened.
Okay.
And you're trying to talk to him about whether get him to forgive because of Alex, get him to forgive hey, you need to be able to forgive yourself for this, you didn't cause this, or Alex can offer him Gabe's forgiveness, and then they have a moment where hey, we're gonna be part, you, Steph, and me and are gonna be this investigation group. We're gonna go try to take down Typhon.
Okay. All right. Chapter 3.
Right. Chapter 3 has got one of my favorite scenes in it. We'll get to in a second. But who did you choose to distract Diane with?
I used Steph. Steph.
Yeah, I used Steph too.
I used Ryan.
That's
bold
Kayla.
Move.
Okay.
What happened?
Bold move.
Do you want to know why?
Why? Yeah. Why?
Because I don't know. I just got the vibe that Ryan.
You got the vibe.
However, it didn't change anything.
I loved Steph going over there, and when she's like, "Oh, And then because you can like read her emotions, like, does Alex think I'm hot, or like,
yeah.
And then yeah, and then she goes over there and like Diane like blushes really hard, and it's like, oh well. And I was like, oh, Steph is. I love Steph all day. All day I'm with Steph. Man, it's a great character. Yeah.
Okay, so nothing. I actually didn't change. She reacted the same way with both.
That's cool.
However, it does affect your relationship with the one you choose,
Right.
and it makes you closer to them. So next we have, I think, Charlotte.
So yeah, this scene is kind of amazing, like, and it's heartbreaking and really like one of the first like gut punches where like I kind of teared up a little bit like watching this, like their interaction together. Like Charlotte, she is so distraught in her grief and anger, like at herself. She's angry at Alex. She's angry at Gabe for being out there, and to the point where she gets so angry that she is mad at Ethan, her own kid. Like she blames Ethan for Gabe's death, for being out there like in a place where he shouldn't be. To the point where then she feels so guilty because of that, like, and content warning or whatever. This is hefty stuff. Like she talks about like suicide in a little bit, like, or hinting at it. What'd you guys like think of that scene? Like I thought it was like super awesome, like impactful.
It was. It was so well done. I didn't want anything to do with it. I was like, oh God, let me get out of here. I don't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. So I was like, yeah, I feel like I forgot what the choices are. When I took my pictures of my choices, it just gave me the same chapter, so I do not know what I picked. I don't know the choices. So I feel like I did not absorb her power.
Yeah, so you could have took her anger from her or left her with her anger.
No, I think I did take it. No, I don't remember. No, I didn't.
I have things to say. Okay.
Okay.
I did not take it. And I did this intentionally because as someone who deals with some of these things personally, I think boundaries are important. I think that you should be able to be there for someone without actually like absorbing their emotions. I really thought the scene was very important because it is important to show like how these things like affect people and how grief affects everyone individually. And I think it's important to be there for people. But Alex herself was going through a lot, like, and she is having to deal with all of this. And I think that she wanted to be there for Charlotte, and like, but she was scared to take it from her and to take it away because she was already dealing with so much herself. I think that her as a character probably did want to take it just to like be able to help with that. But I also think that Charlotte has to work through some of that. And like, I don't think you should do that alone at all. I think the people that you love are very important when you're going through a time like this. And of course, professional help as well, like in the real like sense. But I do think that sometimes it's not the best decision to shoulder the burden for people. Yeah, that's a very deep answer to that.
No, I mean, like, yeah, like I think for me, like grieving is something you have to go through when something bad happens, right? Like when there's a loss, like it sucks, like it's not great, like it's not a fun place to be, but you kind of have to go through it to accept what's happened. And I think like, yeah, if you take her anger from her, like it's like two things, right? Like you're violating her like kind of mental space, which like I think that's a thing to think about too, like with her powers being like empathy, like changing people's emotions. Like how much should Alex go with that stuff?
Yeah,
right? Like
I
how
think
much
that was
should
very
she
interesting.
Yeah, like what boundaries are there?
I think I was afraid to, because at first, like, it's still a game, so I'm like, she's got this power, let's use it. I'm gonna take it away from this lady. But I think also, like, I was thinking like a Star Wars thing would happen where Alex would basically turn into a Sith Lord, like absorbing so much hate, she just starts hating and being this evil person. Like I was a little concerned about doing that, so I think that's why I made the decision not to take that from
Alex
her.
To take care of herself. Yeah.
I didn't want her to turn into a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
I think that you can be there for people and not show, like, not take their emotions as your own emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think that's really important. But also, like Jerica said, it's a game, and it does talk about important. Like, I think that's very important too.
Mm-hmm.
But so did you take it or did you not take it, Cody?
I left it. So I left her
You
anger
did?
with
Okay.
her. I did, yeah, like I think that was. They kind of hinted in a way of just like if you take like I don't know what's gonna happen like and I thought like two things of like I think Charlotte needs to go through that and then like Alex I don't think needs that because she's already has her own grief that she's going through with Gabe and like I think that would just make her feel worse. I didn't see any benefit to it at all.
Yeah.
Like yeah, there's no plus sides there.
Well, it turns out that was a good choice because if you do take the anger away, she'll burst in front of Steph and Ryan. I think they mean Alex. Because of this, Steph and Ryan will leave the apartment, and Alex looks at the flash drive by herself.
Dang.
Oh, okay.
And during the festival in chapter 4, you will meet Charlotte, who will tell you that she's not feeling well and having a hard time feeling any emotions because you took hers.
Oh,
and
man.
In chapter 5, she won't be on your side at the very end.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you leave her and doesn't fight with Steph and Ryan, then so basically taking that anger causes Alex to fight with Steph and Ryan. If you leave Charlotte and don't fight with Steph and Ryan, then in chapter 4, Charlotte apologizes to you and eventually will be on your side. So she like apologizes for having like her time. So yeah, interesting.
That moment in chapter 4 where they she's like on the dock or whatever. Yeah, like they just kind of like have this like it's an awkward moment, but like it's actually like you can tell like she's growing and like this healing is happening.
Yes.
Like it was I watched that and I'm like this feels like real life to me.
And if you would have taken that away, then she wouldn't have had that opportunity. So
how much did y'all like the LARP in chapter 3?
I kind of thought it was a little cheesy.
No.
It was, granted, like it wasn't.
It was meant to be though.
I liked it. Yeah, it was a little over the top, but I feel like there's always something in Life is Strange game that's always like a little over the top. I wish I could think of like something else that was similar because I know every game always has like this is a little bit too much, but whatever.
But to me, it was a little bit of a. It was a little bit of a shock because like the whole game doesn't feel like a gamey game until that part, and it's kind of a little more game than like And so it felt a little weird, almost like a little bit out of place to me. I got the point and like the reasoning. I thought that was important. I love that they were doing that for him, but I wasn't the biggest fan of that part.
I made me want to go do a LARP. And
yeah,
I don't
I'm
know
down.
what that
Let's
says
go.
about me, but like
Let's go.
I was like, oh, this just looks like if everyone's bought in, that just looks so much fun. I liked how like everyone in the town or most of the town like kind of went along with it, like Steph turning the record shop. Yeah. Or like turning the record shop into like this.
Is that okay? Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. I don't think I've ever peed during a podcast, but I have got to go. I'll be right back.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm glad I could be here for the first. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like her that record shop like turning into like a witch's like merchant shop. Yeah, it was so cool. Oh my god, Otto looks great.
Sorry.
Oh my god. No, you're good. Oh,
man. So yeah, I loved that the whole town did get involved. I thought that was really cool. I just think that I don't know, some parts of it I was like, okay. I'd rather be like
super cheesy. Yeah. And like I think LARPing in general seems cheesy.
But if
like
you're
the
into
film swords and stuff. Yeah, like it I don't know, it seemed if everyone's bought in, it seemed like it could be like a pretty fun time. I liked the old school like Final Fantasy like battle music that was playing when you would have the battle. Like that was great. Like and then like at the end when it gets like actually like she uses her so it's like she kind of uses her powers to like envelop what Ethan is feeling, like what he's imagining during this LARP, and like everyone gets like Jed gets like all villainy, foreshadowing, and like he like how they actually cast magic at each other, and she's playing her guitar and it does stuff. Like, yeah, I thought it was super cool.
I
it was a
loved it
good
too.
feel good moment. Yeah.
I loved the part where, so the reason I loved the part where she taps into Ethan's emotions and sees everything, to me that's what it feels like to like read a book, and like that's how it like looks. Like on the outside you're just like, you know, like reading the book, but when you like really see the picture of what's going on in your mind, that's what it feels like to me. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I love to read.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I didn't actually think about that till you mentioned it, but that's totally what, like, when I'm like reading like a fantasy novel or something, like I imagine what's going on, and it's so super similar to that, where I'll picture it. Like, oh yeah, like that. I loved that. Like, it reminded me like when I was a kid and would play like action figures, or we would go, me and my friends when I was growing up, we would play like Pokemon battles, and I'd be throwing rocks and thinking Pokemon came out of them, you know, like, yeah.
Oh, are we talking about playing Pokemon in real life? When are we doing that?
Yeah. Jerica, we were talking about we're still talking about the LARP, and we're talking about how at the end Alex taps into Ethan's emotion, and she gets to see it through his eyes.
Oh yeah.
And like how, and to me, I was telling Cody, it's like that's what it feels like to read like a book to me.
Yeah.
Like that, because of the way you're picturing it. So that was really cool.
Just incredible.
I did think it was cheesy, but
cheesy can be good. Cheesy can be good.
It can. For sure.
I add extra cheese to everything I do or eat.
That's perfect.
It sounded weird now.
Did you guys tell Riley about Eleanor's condition? Did y'all do
absolutely
that?
Not. No.
I don't think I did. No. I think I kept her secret.
Wait.
Yeah.
Because me and Eleanor had a thing. We had a
thing. I didn't tell Riley. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Didn't know that, did you? Yeah. Me and Eleanor.
Bonus ending.
Opened our own flower shop.
So chapter 4. Oh, that's kind of sweet. Chapter 4. What we got, Cody?
So chapter 4 kind of has a similar decision to the Charlotte thing. So Sheriff Pike, someone we haven't talked to yet, he's like a goofy, he'll look old timey, I'm just, yeah, like, kind of, you know, Andy Griffith, yeah, Andy Griffith, like, I'm just whistling through town, like, won't be your bud, yeah. So like, eventually, you go through the Spring Festival. We'll talk about that later, but like, you're trying to. The reason why you had people flirt with Diane was to steal a USB drive. You go through the USB drive, and then you bring it to Pike, and Pike's like, yeah, anyway, I'm arresting you because you stole property, which is, all right, cop. But
it's fake to me.
Yeah, I know. But you can then, so Pike, you see when like he's interrogating you, like this purple aura around him. You're like, oh, he's terrified of Typhon. Like, Typhon is a big corporation. He's terrified of them. And you can either sign Typhon's affidavit that Pike gives you, or you can, like, he'll let you go after you take his fear from him. What did you guys do?
I didn't sign it.
I didn't sign it.
Sign it?
Yeah, didn't sign it.
Yeah. I didn't sign it either. I took his fear. From him.
Wait, there was only two options. It was take your fear or sign it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So like,
I don't think my choices, because now I'm like, I don't remember like taking anybody's anything.
So I took his fear.
I don't think I wouldn't signed it either.
Yeah. So like, I took his fear and didn't sign it. It's like, unlike the Charlotte thing, this seemed like a good emotion to take from him.
Yeah.
And that also wouldn't completely wreck Alex.
Yeah.
Though, like, later on, after you take her fear, she's back in her apartment. She like collapses on the floor a little bit because like the fear just kind of overwhelms her for a minute.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and I think it's like you need to do that later on for Pike to like be on your side. So you have to take his fear.
I might have not taken it. Why don't I remember this one? Anyways.
Oh man.
The choice. This is what it says. So the consequences.
Yeah.
The choice affects a few dialogues and the mood, but mostly that Pike will not stand by your side at the end of chapter 5. So I think I did take it because I'm pretty sure he stood beside me.
He was with you at the end of
Yeah.
He was with me at the end. Yeah, like I thought it was different from like
That was the only important choice in chapter 4.
That's what the game says. I don't believe that. There's one other choice I definitely want to talk about while Jerica looks up her choices. Who'd you give a rose to?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's one right answer here. There's one right answer here.
Of course, whenever I'm gonna play a game, they're gonna be gay in my game. So, yeah, I gave it to Steph.
Oh, totally, 1000%.
I did not. But here's the thing. I did that because I knew that you two were gonna pick Steph.
I mean, Kayla.
I wanted to know.
Kayla's like, I know what Jerica's doing with this game.
I do, and I wanted I wanted to know what the other option was. I wanted to discuss it, so I wanted to see what happened. Good content.
I say, yeah, you're a good game journalist, Kayla. Good job.
But I love Steph. I ship them just as much, and honestly, Ryan makes some questionable choices anyway. So I don't know.
Ryan is just so like the and Ryan's fine. I don't hate Ryan. Ryan's fine. But like Ryan just feels like he fell out of like a Hallmark country movie. You know, he wears flannel. He's got the boots. Oh, he knows about nature.
He knows about birds.
Shucks, and he's a nice guy. Wow.
He's a bird guy.
Steph, I see Steph, and I'm like, God, if Steph was straight, I would date Steph. Like I look at Steph, and I'm like, yeah, it's that beanie.
Cool shit.
Like, yeah, she's so awesome. God,
yeah.
I would hang out with Steph all day.
I loved Steph, but I really wanted to see if like anything different happened with Ryan, so I chose Ryan.
Hey, Ryan's fine.
You could also choose to not give somebody a rose. Did you all give it?
Oh yeah.
No, I'm
Here's
a lover.
the thing: the game wanted you to pick Steph, which I appreciate, but because Ryan was hard to find.
Interesting.
Ryan was like hiding.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan, you had to go like behind the stage, and he was like,
"You're right.
Far away.
I don't think I talked to him actually. Now that you say that.
Which is interesting.
I ended up talking to him, but yeah, you know where Steph is. Steph's at the radio station. You know where she is.
Yeah. I'm really excited to hear what you guys chose for the ending.
Oh man, did y'all? Okay.
Yeah.
Are we moving?
Did y'all kiss? Did y'all kiss Steph or Ryan? Did you kiss your person?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't.
What?
Oh. Was he disappointed?
No, we had a nice moment still.
Okay.
In a nice moment?
But
oh man. Oh.
We talked more. I can't remember exactly what it prompted. Now that upsets me because it's different than y'all. But we just talked about like our emotion. Like we talked more and like I didn't actually choose to kiss him.
Man, that was they kiss and then we were talking about the joy and then like yellow just explodes and it's such a cool moment. You're like, yeah, they both love this. Alex deserves this. Steph is awesome. Make me another Alex Steph game, please. I'll totally be down for that. There's one other thing before we move on, like chapter 5. Chapter 4, there's like a side thing that you can miss. So like looking at my choices, only 16% of the people who played this game did it.
Huh.
So like, so
what is it?
You guys might not have. So Ducky hangs out in the Black Lantern during the Spring Festival, like by himself.
Yeah.
If you go to the Black Lantern, you realize like, oh, Ducky's usually been this like kind of quirky character, like early on, like kind of a weird guy. Like he's very solemn and sad, and then you use your powers to figure out what's going on. So he met his love of his life at the Spring Festival, and like that's why he came to Haven Springs and all that. And then like she dies, so she's dead. And he never goes to the Spring Festival after that. They use the reason why.
Yeah, he just like hides in the tavern or whatever.
Yeah, during the Spring Festival, and so you talk to him, you like go through these, figure out why and like what he meant, she meant to him, and then you decide to go put a song on for him, and then you and Ducky have this like really sweet moment of like slow dancing by yourselves in the Black Lantern to their favorite song is so just oh man, like I got like teary-eyed watching it when I was playing it. Such a sweet moment for a character that like
you wouldn't think had that
before that. No,
this guy that likes his drinks and hanging out.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. So I ended up doing it. It was just really good. Yeah, and like totally a missable thing that you could not have seen. So
I didn't do it. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
This game had a few things that you could have missed because I thought I was doing pretty good. And I went back. I was like, oh, didn't do that. So
that's right. Yeah, the Black Lantern was a nice place to be at till the very end of chapter 4. Great.
Yeah. Did you guys see this coming?
No.
Oh, that was a Life is Strange took a dark turn.
And I don't want to, because these remasters are coming out and I want Kayla to play them. I don't want to spoil the original Life is Strange. But there's something similar that happens in the first one that is
you don't see it coming.
Oh, yeah. It's really good.
I'm definitely going to play it.
Gotta play it. It's so good.
Gotta play it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of how much this...
What
the heck?
Jeb being a bad guy, man. Just lying to your face the whole time.
God.
What a jerk. Trying to murder you.
Yeah, tried to just kill you. Like a good God.
Straight up.
Didn't hold back. I'm like, man, I knew this space I'm written up here. I knew I wasn't even written it. I knew it didn't come free. Something wasn't free. He's letting you stay there for free.
Yeah.
Nothing's free.
Yeah, you only wanted your life.
As long as you stay quiet, you can stay in this nice, fun apartment.
Oh, that apartment looked so cool.
That apartment was awesome. I love it. I want to stay there.
Yeah, I had no idea that he was that. Like, I had I was shocked. The woman was too stunned to speak. When
you're you're leaning down looking at the mine because he takes you out there, he's like, hey, I know what Typhon's been hiding or whatever, and then you all of a sudden Alex says like, hey Jeb, why do you feel like sad and like afraid?
I know.
And then it cuts and then he pulls the gun out as you turn around and it's like,
good God.
What are you doing, man?
There's the twist.
Right.
Insane.
Okay.
So, y'all ready for chapter 5? The end?
Let's go.
Yeah, I want to know. Apparently, there's 6 endings.
There are. They all are kind of similar, I think.
Yeah. They are. Yeah.
So, I guess like the first thing. Well, I'm gonna skip the first choice on here, like the first major choice on here, because we'll get to that at the end.
Okay.
But did everyone? So who all like took your side? When you were railing at the Jeb after you survived the mine, you show up all bloodied and like busted up, and you roll up into the Black Lantern for his council meeting. Like, who all took you guys aside? Like, who did y'all have stand with you?
I'm looking. Let's see.
This is something I really wish I would. Dang it! I did not look this up, so I don't remember. So definitely, Charlotte, because I think. Okay, here's what I think. It was only Charlotte that had my side.
I don't think she did not have my back, because I guess I did take her power.
You took her power,
or I took her anger.
You took her anger.
Well, I was just trying to be a superhero. That's how I play. I just want I want everyone to be okay. I'll take your pain away. Eleanor sided with her.
Hold you high,
oh, that song. Evanescence, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that is, yes.
I have a funny story that I need to tell y'all about that song later.
Okay.
Pike sided with me. Ducky sided with me. The only ones that didn't side with me, I think the only one that did not was Charlotte and Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. So not to stunt on you guys, I had everybody side with me.
Dang, wow, that's impressive.
So I was
I
had everyone with me. I'm just a freaking awesome video game player. So,
wow.
He's a
amazing,
real gamer.
Yeah, I'm real gamers play Life is Strange. I got the platinum. I got the platinum. So, you know.
You did?
I did. Yeah, I got the platinum for it.
Okay, awesome.
It's an easy platinum. You should go. The memories are cool that you gotta go find.
I tried to get all of them, but I missed some because I love that part. That was one of my favorite parts was the memories.
I liked it better than like the first Life is Strange. You took photographs, and those were cool. They were harder to find. The memories I liked because they were like little snippets of more story stuff. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I had everyone on the council back me. So yeah, even Ryan turned against his dad and was like, "Get out of here." So
I think that Ryan had my side, but Steph didn't because I think because of the choices that I made. And then Charlotte definitely had my side, but I don't remember the rest, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I was definitely a minority. Like, yeah, only 14% of people, according to the video game, had everyone on the council side with them. So, did you guys forgive Jed, or did you denounce him?
I forgave him. I mean,
forgave him.
So you can.
I didn't.
Dang.
You didn't. I thought when I was looking at y'all's choices, I thought, Kayla definitely forgave Jed, and Jerica twisted the knife. No, I twisted the knife. I was like, no, man, you're gonna go burn in hell. Like, screw you, man. Like, You killed my dad. You tried to kill me. You kind of killed Gabe inadvertently. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. By the way, your dad was in Haven Springs the whole time, and you had no idea, and he died because of Jed. Crazy.
That was a little bit of a stretch for me. That was like it was. I was like, what are the odds?
Very convenient.
Yeah.
Very convenient.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
I love how Otto
oh my gosh.
Otto's fallen off his bed. Now he's rolling.
The scenes where they were in
cover that up.
Oh my god.
Oh, where they were like going through like her memories and stuff, and like I felt very seen when the one where she has to put the headphones on to drown out their shouting, like with Dad and Gabe. I was like, I've definitely been in a household that has had some shout matches before that I've definitely drowned myself out with a video game. So like, that felt real fast for me.
The whole game felt real.
Come here, Otto.
Yeah.
I feel bad because Otto's junk is just flashing everyone on the stream, and I just wanted to get out of frame.
Yeah, we're having this really deep discussion. Like, like
just gotta cover it up.
Family trauma. Anyway, here's this dog, showing his business.
I don't want to get removed from Twitch.
Oh yeah,
He's got his hoodie on. He doesn't have any pants on. Otto, come here. Well, I guess it's there for the world to see.
He's Winnie the Pooh in it.
Okay. We want to get to the ending choice?
Yeah, so oh man, there's so many. So you can the kind of major one is, do you want your romantic person to go, like, do you want to go be with them?
Of course.
Which I definitely wanted Steph I wanted to be wherever Steph was. Or Steph, did you want to be where Ryan was, Kayla?
Like how you...
I didn't. I went by myself. I left on my own.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow. Really? That's awesome. That's okay.
Yeah.
I left with Steph. We left Haven Springs, and we went to go do music. I wanted to go do music. After our Spring Festival performance, I wanted to go do music. So I left Haven Springs.
I wanted to be my own person and fly away by myself.
Fly like a bird, fly away.
Only fly away.
Nelly Furtado.
I love Nelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my choice. What about you, Jerica? Do you stay or go?
Same as Cody. We left. We got out of there and performed the next night. I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's like oh, do a good job, babe. I was like, yeah, I will do a good job. I'm gonna kill it.
I wish I would have. I wanted to see the performance.
Me too. God, I wanted more singing.
Let's go.
The game really pushes you to stay there, doesn't it? Though?
It does. I almost felt like I made the wrong choice.
I did too.
I was like,
oh, we could have run the music store together, and like, oh yeah, and eventually things will fade, and it's going to become, Gabe will drift by. Oh, by the way, you're talking to Gabe's ghost this whole time. By the way, yeah, you're talking to Gabe's ghost. Yeah. his Force Ghost showed up. But yeah, I like that we left Haven Springs, and it taught me a bunch about myself, and we went, and now I'm gonna go find my passion with my new lady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
that's perfect. Chef's kiss, fantastic.
This game is pretty perfect, perfect, almost.
Aside from the cheesy lure.
I like that. I like that you thought it was cheesy. I think it's great.
I mean, I feel like you can't be a LARP and be like cool about it.
But so. I see its value. I do see the value.
That's right.
For
yeah.
Sure.
This I was telling Jerica this. This game ends very optimistically in a way that other Life is Strange games don't.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it definitely ended on a happier note than I was expecting for sure. Which I'm glad for. I think that was nice.
Well, I definitely want to, especially after my experience with this game, definitely want to play the rest. Oh. And I wanted to wait until the remaster comes out because I feel like that'll be the best experience.
wait for it. I might play it again.
Oh, I'm gonna play it again for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play it again. Like the stuff with Max and Chloe in the first one, like I remember playing that the first time in like 2015, I think. Like I was in college at the time, and it like spoke to me in a way that like I've not had like any of the Telltale games that are similar to like this. Yeah. Like never really did. It's hard to explain, but like it just hit me in a way where like, oh yeah, like I know these people, they're my friends, and then like things happen, and then and they get real sad, real sad.
Well, I'll make sure I'm in a good mental place.
Huh?
Yeah, you want to be. Well, we should do another one of these when the remaster comes out, because I would love to hear your thoughts about it.
Yeah, you thought I just like it's a ride. Life is Strange 1 is a ride. Wow.
I don't even want to tell you her powers yet if you don't know what her powers are.
Do you know what her powers are?
I don't know what they are.
Okay, good. Okay, don't look up anything about it.
Don't look up anything about it.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Okay.
Did y'all feel sad after this game ended, even though it was optimistic? Because kind of like, no.
Did you?
A little bit, yeah. Not like it was like good. It was like a good sad. Like it felt like I was leaving these people I've gotten to know after a while, and like I stayed awake. I finished at like midnight. I think I stayed awake till like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Aww.
And it was just like I was like listening to the soundtrack, and I was like, oh, like I'm not gonna see. Like I don't know if they're gonna do another Alex game. Like I want to see Alex again.
It's almost like they left it in a place where I wonder if they would ever. So here's my ultimate dream, without spoiling the other games. I would just love that they do like a MCU like game with all of them, because they're all in the same universe. They're all in the same it's in the same. I don't want to spoil anything, but like the Life is Strange 2 mentions things from Life is Strange 1. Mm-hmm. There's a connection there, so like. It's all happening about the same time.
Steph is from Before the Storm, which I haven't played.
Yep.
So also, she's from Arcadia Bay. Yeah.
And one of my favorite parts from Before the Storm was the D&D game that she runs or whatever, DMs. So it's so good. I would play that game. Like if that was just a game, I'd play that.
Yeah.
It's fun. I hope they bring them all together for something. I want to know how they got their powers. Like. We probably will never get that answer, but like that'd be cool if they like.
There's some. I was doing some like research because immediately after this, I was like, I want some Life is Strange artwork and prints and stuff. Not a lot, it turns out. Not a lot of T-shirts, not a lot of prints. It's really, really a bummer through their Square Enix. Get on that. But they do make comic books.
Yeah.
And I want to read those. They follow like the original Life is Strange.
I've read
and they
one.
Choose the fact that they chose
an ending.
Chose an ending that maybe you wouldn't have chosen.
Yep.
And to be like, hey, we're gonna follow this path down. Is super interesting. Yeah. So I'm gonna get those and read a bunch of them now.
I love comics, so I would love to pick this up. But I'll probably play it first because I feel like that.
Play it first. Yeah, definitely. Yes, you definitely need to play it first.
All right, guys. Well, this was really fun. I loved hearing. We definitely chose some different stuff. I feel like for the most part, we were kind of on par, but I purposely like wanted to sabotage kind of and choose different stuff. But yeah, I think that this game was like definitely top tier. It's hard to compare it to other games that I've played this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, where does this fall onto your list? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where are you ranking it at? Yeah.
I think this might be. It's really hard because it's so different, you know. But I think that because it's hard to say that I did have fun playing this game, but I think I had more like fun per se playing Resident Evil. So I think that but if you think about it though, like you can't, it's two totally different
apples, oranges. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say that it's definitely up there. It's probably my number 2 game of the year.
It's for me, it's definitely like in my top 3. Like I haven't made, I've got a list of games I played this year, and I'm gonna like boil it down a little bit. But like it's definitely, I feel like it's cracked. Definitely top 5, probably top 3. Like it's gonna be up there with like Death's Door and Psychonauts, probably.
Okay, Jerica.
I have to probably put it at. It's hard for me to like. Resident Evil, Deathloop were like the games that I just played the most of. But I like this game too. It's probably gonna be like those 2 games are tied for first, and this and Ratchet and Clank are tied for 2. I can't pick.
I forgot about Ratchet and Clank. Oh man.
Because like both were just like really fun to play, and they were just more of the same things I love. So I just there's really one's not better than the other one in my opinion. So they're just tied. I have 2 games for first place, 2 games for second place.
Wow.
You gotta make the tough cut.
I can't do it though. This is like the first year I ever like. There's not like an easy yes answer. Like I had a lot of games that were good.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good year in video games.
It has been. It has been. Yeah. Well, speaking of next year in video games, we'll have in a couple of weeks or so. We're gonna have a really fun episode.
We should do that like the first weekend in January sometime. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I got really excited. I just really wanted to say
no, it's okay.
It's my birthday week, so I really want us to like figure out a day to do it, so I can put it in the calendar.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our
Oh, yeah, we still haven't announced what we're doing.
January 5th. What day is your birthday again in January?
The 4th.
Oh, okay. Because I think we're planning on doing it the 5th, if possible.
That'll work out. Yeah, I'm doing nothing but playing video games and staying home.
Talking about our fantasy game league.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. We're gonna do that.
Yes.
I'd love for us to stream it, do our draft picks and all that live.
I think that'd be
I'd like to be able to look at everybody and make fun of them and like study people when they make their choices.
As a former champion who won in my first year of competing in the fantasy game league, and then this year hit a big sophomore slump, didn't do good at all. I need a third year. We're making a comeback.
I've done mediocre both years, so I just need either a big lose or a big win. Like I want one of those. So
my rookie year was not a strong one. It's not a good one.
Man, did pick the right indie games. Yeah, the indie games just did not come.
They did not. Not like I thought they would.
Come through. Yeah. I thought being a lesbian mail delivery person was going to be a slam dunk.
Me too.
Turns out it wasn't, Yeah, turns out it wasn't.
Never even... I mean, why was that game rated M? Why was it rated M for mature?
I still don't know.
What was sexy in that game?
Lake? Is that right?
Lake,
Lake, yeah. There was more sexy times in Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Than with, oh man.
Okay. Well, we'll save it. We'll save it for the draft.
Let's do it.
Stay tuned for that. Follow our socials so you'll see when we announce what we're doing and when we're doing it. And I think that wraps us up. Thank you, Cody, for joining us again.
Oh, well, thank you guys for having me on for the second or fifth or maybe third time. We haven't.
It's one of those.
We'll look at the records. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It's the Cody facade. It's the crumbling facade.
It's the
Was he
the,
here?
the, the Crumdella effect where you
Crumdella.
so it's
I love
fine.
that. The Crumdella effect.
Yep. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, guys.